If you want to improve your aim as fast as possible, then you have got to stop mindlessly training your aim with unfocused and objectiveless training and deathmatch aim trainers and warm-ups. You have to find out what you're doing wrong that's causing you to miss your shots in the first place, and then focus on correcting those mistakes in order to improve in the shortest amount of time. As Winston Churchill once said, those that fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. And being ignorant of a problem like what's ruining your aim means that you will never find a solution to it. In every sport, profession, or anything that requires skill for that matter, those that reign supreme are those that have fully understood the fundamentals of what makes someone elite in their given field. The same is absolutely true for aiming in CS2. If you are not aware of the aspects that are responsible for your bullets hitting your desired location, then you will keep wasting your time chasing incredible aim through ineffective training methods, and ultimately you will never be able to attain it. And that's what I'm here to fix for you. I'm going to break down the key things about your aim that you need to address so that you can identify which areas you need to focus on to skyrocket your skills. Be sure to share this video with your friends too so that you can all improve together. I'm going to start with one of the most easily addressable things that you can tackle to gain an instant improvement in your aim, and that is your sensitivity. Counter-Strike is an incredibly precise game where millimeters can be the difference between hitting your shot and outlining an enemy. So getting the perfect sensitivity is absolutely critical. A big mistake people make is assuming that they can just hop on any sensitivity and adapt to it. But this is like saying you're going to pick a random shoe size and get used to walking with them. You need to take the time to find the right fit for you. And it really isn't that difficult or time consuming. So here's what you should do. Hop into a private server where you can spawn a single bot that won't move. I'm going to be using this warm-up map, which I'll link down in the description next to my Discord link, which you should totally join, by the way, to get some personalized help from me. So anyway, once you spawn in, you want to get in the practice range and pick out one bot and stand about this far away from them. Then you're going to hold down A or D and keep moving in one direction while trying to keep your crosshair on the head of the bot. If you're having trouble keeping your crosshair on target, then that's a sign that you probably need to change your sensitivity. And you can tell whether you need to increase or decrease it by seeing which direction your crosshair is generally gravitating towards. If your crosshair is falling behind and going in the opposite direction you're moving in, then it means your hand is moving too quickly for that sensitivity. So it's too high and you need to decrease it. On the other hand, if it's moving closer to the direction you're moving in, then you need to increase your sensitivity. Keep testing this with small adjustments to your sensitivity until you can find one that you can most comfortably track the bot with. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it should feel pretty good. Sensitivity is more of a physical thing, but there are also mental things you need to consider when you're trying to improve. One thing that even a lot of higher level players don't realize is that when you're playing, you need to be extremely careful with how you focus and what you're focusing on. People generally fixate on their crosshair and try to move an enemy into the middle of their screen when they're playing, but this is not actually the way that you should be aiming. The best way to aim, in my opinion, is to have your crosshair in a decent position but be more focused on where the enemy is going to be. Then, once you spot an enemy, keep your focus on them and try to pull your crosshair to the enemy. It sounds weird, I know, but trust me, if you're not already doing this, then this is going to be a game changer for you. Also on the topic of focus, it's paramount that you keep an active focus throughout your entire game and that you don't allow yourself to zone out and go into the dreaded autopilot mode. This is when you become a mindless player and don't really think constantly about the moment or about what your next actions are going to be. And it's similar to walking or driving a familiar route home and realizing once you get there that you don't even remember the trip or how you got there. You basically just blanked out and got to your destination. So in order to combat the autopilot mode, you need to find ways to engage yourself in the game and constantly refocus when things are happening. If you hear a shot, remind yourself to focus. If you get flashed, remind yourself to focus. So on and so forth. This focus is what's going to actually get you to tap into the flow state, or as some people like to say, get into the zone, and will let your aim reflect on your peak capabilities. Struth Gaming made an incredible video on how to focus already, and if you think this is something you need to work on, then I recommend that you watch his video after this to hear more about it. One final thing I want to address is recoil control, and more specifically, techniques you can use to kill your enemies quicker with any gun. Let's be realistic, you don't need to master how to spray an entire clip onto an enemy that's 100 feet away from you, nor do you need to be capable of hitting ridiculous 3-man spray transfers. I mean, 90% of the time when you commit to a gunfight against more than 2 opponents, you're going to die immediately or get traded pretty quickly. So perfecting your recoil enough to guarantee that you can kill at least the first enemy is far more effective and efficient than trying to master the recoil of the entire clip. And this will simultaneously boost your ability to win one-on-ones dramatically as well. It only takes a max of about 4 to 5 bullets to kill an enemy in most cases, so mastering the first about 7 bullets of a gun is going to be the quickest way to improving your spray control. This is a supreme time-saving strategy since those first 7 bullets are pretty much always the easiest bullets to control. For most guns, they will follow a nearly straight line. Look at the AK and M4 especially. And here are some other spray patterns for some of the other most used guns, which you can see follow a similar trend. So if you can master the beginning of the recoil pattern so that you can kill your opponent in the first 5 shots, then you can reset your recoil very quickly, and that will give you an even higher chance of winning the next engagement than you would by trying a spray transfer. Remember that when you commit to a spray, you're practically a sitting duck, which makes you an easy target. Being mobile in gunfights is one of the best ways to throw off your opponent's aim, thus giving you a better chance in winning gunfights. And I even made a video on how this is one of the things that's responsible for Donk being the menace that he is. But of course, spraying is just one aspect of your aim, and initial accuracy is a fundamental that you can't just ignore. So to improve that really quickly, you should check out my aim guide where I teach you a secret technique that will stop you from missing headshots. So leave a like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. This has been your boy Nile, aka NYL, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.